point is, see, if you learn SQL, if you learn Power BI also, if you learn Power BI also, for you, it's needed it as a SQL. If you learn Power BI also, like we need it as a SQL. For both the courses, the SQL is mandatory. Okay, so interview point of view, if you go with this, they will ask SQL. If you go with this, they will ask SQL. Even though in real time, like to understanding the few of the concepts, for Power BI people, it's not that much important. But if you go with local BI people, it's a mandatory to learn it as a SQL. To understanding few of the concepts, mandatory to learn SQL. See here, see what is SQL, like what kind of thing we can implement that way will come, then we will go with like that real-time procedure I will explain. So this SQL, basically few of the people will feel it as like this MySQL is different, SQL is different, like a SQL server is different, like this, they will feel. So like this SQL is a language. It's a structured query language. Like how the English is language, it is also one of the language, structured query language. Okay, this SQL language we are using on various products. This SQL language we are using on various products. Like let's see, for example, MySQL server, SQL server is one product that we are using. Like we are using MySQL is one product. On that product, we are using SQL language. Like Oracle, this is one product. On that Oracle, we are using it as a SQL language. BigQuery, Azure, like blah blah things it is there. Azure, AWS, blah blah, Impala, like Hadoop, like we have several things in the market. So these are the products which is having the relational databases, those are using it as a SQL language. Like, see how the English is using on various countries. Like if you go with US, UK, like Australia, India, like several countries are worldwide, several countries are using English language, right? The English language, if you compare, like, is it same for all the countries? No, no, it's not same for all the countries. Like it's like 70% is same, remaining 30%, the way of pronunciation, the word spellings, like the sentence completely it's different. Completely it's different. So the same thing, the SQL is a language. If you learn that SQL language, you can play with like this all the databases, BigQuery, like SQL, Oracle, MySQL server, like Azure, like all the databases you can play up to 70%, up to 70% of the thing. It's the same for all the databases. Okay, it's the same for all the databases. Like remaining 30% only the syntaxes will be change. The concepts, few of the things like the new product, let's say I'm feeling it as Azure. Like I will introduce some new words, new concepts. Like if you go with BigQuery, like they were implementing it as a performance wise, some fast, and they will use it as some syntax changes. Like that they will happen, but the overall English, how the same is worldwide, the same like the entire relational databases, the relational databases point of view, SQL is same. The relational databases point of view, SQL is same. This SQL is a language that we are using on various relational databases products. So the query writing, if you learn it as it properly, you can able to handle with this all the databases. So if it is like a big query, we no need to bother about it. If it is SQL server, we no need to bother. So the functionality is same. Just somewhere it will change the syntax, that we can see that syntax and we can go with Google and we can rectify that issue. Clear? So next concept, like Power BI or Looker BI, it doesn't matter. See, Power BI and Looker BI both are the reporting tools. Both are the reporting tools. See what kind of activity we can implement on this Power BI and Looker BI means, like whatever the data is available on database, that we can show it as a graphical representation point of view. Whatever the data is available on database, that we can represent it as a graphical representation. Graphical representation. See here, you people need to understand like why we need to show it as a graphical representation. First point is why we need to show it as a graphical representation. And the second point is how the data is coming into database, who is inserting the data into database. Okay, so I'm coming into first point. So why we need to show the data into graphical representation? So like if the data is in table format, that to analyzing it's very difficult. Say assume if the table is having like 10 lakhs records, how much time it will take to analyze and take the decision? It will take a lot of time to implement with that. It will take a lot of time to do that. So if the 1 million of records of information, 1 million records of information or 10 lakhs of information, simply we have shown that it has a bar chart or line chart, like simple graphical visualization point of view, we shown that information. So within 5 to 10 minutes, we will take that decision. Right? To easy taking the decisions point of view, we can go with as a reporting tools. Whatever the reporting tool it is. If it is Power BI, Looker BI, Tableau, ClickView, whatever the reporting tool. The concept is simple. So the reporting tools we can use it as a to easy analyzing the data based on that to taking it as a decisions. We can go with reporting tools. That is the first point. The second point, how the data is coming into database. Who is inserting the data into database? Is developers will insert the data? Is DB developers will insert the data? No. No. Any answer from anyone? Who will insert the data from data? Who will insert the data into database? No. Okay. DB team, it won't insert the data. Admin team, it won't insert the data. ETL developers, it won't insert the data. Then who will insert the data into database? How the data is coming into database? Okay, so that point of view, we will see it as a one picture. So it will helpful for to learn it as like what are the technologies we need to learn, how it will work. That's helpful to you people. So that picture I'm providing now. Okay, see, if we're coming into that point of view, the first thing is like who are using, no, engineering team, no. Like see, like see, if we're coming into that point of view, like who will use that application? If we take any application, who will use finally that application? Those people will insert the data. Let's say, for example, we can take it as the FB. We can take example as a FB. There is a first, whenever you are logging into the website, there is registration page, it is there. So in that registration form, we need to fill. So who are inserting the data? The finally, who are using that application? Those people is inserting the data. Okay, for FB final, who are using? We are the people using that FB application. We are the people is using FB, Gmail. Like, let's say simple, we can go with DMAT. Like, who are doing the scanning? Those people is inserting the data into database. Right. So if you take any one web application, if you take any one web application, who will use finally, those will insert the data. Who will use finally, those people will insert the data. Those people will insert the data. See here, we can see that how they are using the web pages and web pages point of view, what are the technologies is they are using, how the data is moving into the database, we will see that. Okay, so the first point here is, so if we want to interact with as a web pages, like we need to know like front end team first. The front end team will develop it as a web pages. The front-end team, there is a separate team in the real-time point of view. There is a separate team in the real-time basis. So the web pages, how they will use and what kind of technologies they will use is that to developing the web pages, they will use it as a various kind of technologies. To drawing with pencil, you are not a kid. So in the class, be professional, like be as if you are already graduates. So be professional with that. Okay, yeah. I'm coming into the point. So if you want to develop it as a web pages, first, like if you take any kind of application, the business starts from web applications or general applications. Any one of the applications it need to start. So if we take it as a web applications, to developing that web applications, we need to go with as a HTML, CSS, Node.js. Already we know these words, but where we can use that we don't know. Node.js, React.js, Angular.js, Bootstrap. Okay, Bootstrap like JSP, ASP, like this we have Adobe, like this we have various kind of front-end technologies. It is there. By using these front-end technologies, we can develop it as a web pages. In these web pages point of view, in these web pages or websites point of view, whenever we click on submit button, the data directly, it won't go with the database. The data, it will move to like a programming languages. The data, it will goes to programming languages. These programming languages are what? Java, Python, .NET, PHP. Like that, we have several things in the market. See, if we go with what is the use of programming language, why the data you need to go with as programming language is like, see, in this programming language, they will implement it as a business logic. See here, what is business logic? What is business logic? See, from this front-end application, whatever the data is coming, which server it need to go the information, which server, like which product, first which product it need to go the information, then which server it need to go, then which table it need to go that information, which column it need to store, which column it need to store that information. This complete information they will write under programming languages. So these people also, if we want to implement this logic, these people also need to learn SQL. That is also SQL code only, right? So the programming people also need to learn SQL. Okay, so once the data, like according to this business logic, like this data will goes with as a database. According to that business logic, the data will move on into database. The databases, it may be SQL server, it may be like a MySQL. MySQL is different. SQL server is different. SQL is different. SQL is a language. The SQL language we are using on these products. This is individual products. Like we are saying, like shirt. Shirt is having in various brands, right? Shirt is having the various brands, like like that. We can say that various brands it is. The same way, like SQL is a language, that SQL we are using in various products. That SQL server is one product, MySQL is one product. Oracle, I'm writing here is noun products only. Oracle is one product. SAP is one product. Okay, so like even though Excel is also database. Okay, so Oracle is one product. Like Hadoop is one product. Like that, we have several databases: Azure, AWS, BigQuery, this and all, everyone. So that all are the databases. Okay, see, like this, the data will coming into database. So if we take any application, if we take ISET, MSET applications, we only fill that application. Like it means to say we are the end users. Like we will feel it as a who are end users for that any of the application. Those people will insert that data. Those people will insert the data into database. Once the data has came into database, from here onwards, the ETL team and the reporting team will coming into picture. The reporting team, another name we can call it as BI team. BI means business intelligence. So end of the day, the meaning is same, right? Business intelligence based on the like a data, we need to analyze the data. Based on the data, we need to analyze. That's it. That is business intelligence. So like once the data has came into database, then the reporting team and ETL team will coming into picture. So up to this part, any doubt from anyone? From online and offline? No doubt? No, right? If you have any doubt, feel free and ask. If it is simple doubt also, I will clarify it. Okay, so then once the data has came into that like a reporting database, then from here onwards, the ETL team will coming into the picture. ETL team will coming into the picture. So like what they will do that we can, what they can do that we can take it as we will see now. What is the work of ETL team? ETL team, what is the work of that reporting team? We can see now. Okay, this is the part we need to know it as a detailed point of view. So that's why I'm going with detailed level, what they can do internally. This is the part we need to know it. detailed point of view. So this part I'm explaining internally, whatever the things they will do on real-time basis. ETL stands for extract, transformation, and loading. ETL stands for extract, transformation, and loading. ETL stands for extract, transformation, and loading. See, now what they will do is that we can see now. Okay, so these ETL tools, basically we can use it as a two purposes. To moving the data from one database to another database. It may be same servers, it may be different products. It may be heterogeneous servers, it may be different servers. To moving the data from one server to another server, to taking it as a backup purpose also we can use it. See how we can move the data, how we can integrate the databases, that we can see that example point of view. Let's see, we can take example, it as a Reliance. Why? Because of he came from bottom to up. Right. So they are starting one business. Initially, they are starting one business. Okay, that budget is assume 1 CR. That budget is assume 1 CR. So at the time of business starting, they went for IT people, they asked it as a one application. So I'm thinking to start this business. Like you need to prepare the software for this. Like you can suggest any one of the database for this. Like that, he has concern, like whatever the concerns he has explained with IT people. So based on that, the IT people is like a recommended like to go with Excel database, or else he has suggested assume MySQL. Assume they have suggested MySQL. According to the information, he went for MySQL. After again 2 years, he is thinking to start one more business. Like that only they came, right? Like that only they came this position, right? So after 2 years, again after 2 years, they are thinking to start one more business. At that time, again they went for IT people. They have asked it as a suggestion which database I need to use. So at that time, they have suggested it as a you can go with Oracle. Okay, again after 2 years, like he went, like again he went, I'm thinking to start one more business, can you suggest me any one of the database? At that time they suggested they suggested it as a SQL server. Now how many servers he have? 3 servers he have. As an end user, to verifying these 3 databases, he will have the time? No, he don't have that time. And also, like whenever we want to keep it as a share market, like can I show that individual businesses? We can show that individual businesses as well as we can show that total businesses. So if we want to show the total businesses, like I need to integrate this all the information, right? I need to integrate with all these data sources of information. To integrating this, we can use it as a to combining this to integrating these 3 databases. We can use it as a like a ETL tools. ETL tools. The ETL tools, we have several things in the market. Like I'm saying major things is SSIS, SSIS, Informatica, talent, ADF, Azure Data Factory, data procs, like that, blah blah things it is there. So this first what they will do is like they will extract the data, whatever the data is available on databases. They will extract the data into this ETL tool. They will extract the data in this ETL tool. First step, what they will do is whatever the data is having in these databases, they will extract the data extraction. Data extraction. Data extraction, they will implement. Okay, so once the data extraction has been done, then what they will do is, once the data extraction is done, what they will do is like they will perform it as a transformations. What is transformation? Transformation is nothing but data manipulation. It's simply we can say it as to removing one columns, to adding columns, to doing multiplications, to add, to do the subtraction, to do the addition, like anything. It is having transformation. See here in the raw databases point of view, whatever the information it is there, in this information point of view, like if we want to do any kind of calculation, like we can keep it as a unit price into one column, quantity into one column. I want to do the multiplication like like whenever we see the web applications, few of the unnecessary information it is there. Like whenever I'm storing that information into data warehouse, if I feel it as this information is not required to us at any purpose, so then we can remove that information. So that is also the cleanup activity, data cleanup activity, that we can call it as the transformations. To do the simple modification, one transformation. Okay, so the transformation part we can implement. Once the data cleanup activity is done, then whatever the data is available in this ETL tool point of view, that information we will load into another database point of view, like that we can call it as data warehouse. From this, the data we will load into another database. This is also database only, but this database, what we are calling, this database we can call it as a data warehouse. So this is also, it may be like Oracle. This is also, it may be like MySQL. It may be AWS. It may be like Azure. Call it as a data warehouse. This database we can call it as data warehouse. Which of the database will have the historical information, complete information? Those we can call it as the data warehouse. Which of the database will have the complete information? Those we can call it as those databases we can call it as the data warehouses. It's historical information it will have. This is the extraction done, transformation done, loading is also done. This is the work implemented by whom? Whom and the ETL team. This is the work implemented by ETL team. Okay, like once the data has came into this, then the reporting team will come into picture. Up to this part, any doubt? Any doubt from online team? No. Okay, fine. See, from here onwards, the reporting team will coming into picture. From here onwards, the reporting team will coming into picture. See, what they will do is, see here, whatever the data is available, that data, first what they will do is, they will extract into their reporting tool. Either it may be Power BI, either it may be Looker BI, either it may be Tableau, either it may be Tableau, either it may be ClickView, either it may be ClickSense, either it may be OBI, whatever the various like SSRS, like various kind of reporting tool it is, the Cognos, like that. Okay, so once they extracted the data into here, then next step what they will do is, like again, according to the report, they will perform it as a transformations. According to the report, what they will implement it as, they will implement it as a transformations. They will implement it as a transformations. Transformation is what? Transformation is nothing but modifications, data modifications, like adding some columns, removing some columns, whatever it is, we can say it. Adding some columns, removing some columns, doing some kind of calculations, conditional columns, like anything. Like I have a salary column. I want to show this information with salary grades wise. It means to say we need to generate it as new column, right? So that any kind of calculations we can implement, we can say it as transformations. Once this part has been completed, then what we can implement is, then we can implement it as a then we can implement it as a data modeling. What is data modeling? Then we can implement it as a data modeling. Data modeling, simple definition, if we say the report point of view, we will use it as a multiple tables, right? In a report, we will use multiple tables. In that reports, multiple tables, like if we want to fetch the data, like it need to have the relationship between one table to another table. If we want to fetch the data from multiple tables, assume this is one table, this is one table, this is one table. From these three tables, if I want to fetch the data, like it need to have the relationships, that we can call it as data model. So building the relationship between multiple tables, that we can call it as data modeling. Okay, so once this part has been completed, the data modeling part has been completed, the final phase of reporting team is, like we can say it as, this is like a visualization. The final phase is visualization. That's, we can say it as, to showing the information, it as bar chart, bar chart, line chart, like pie chart, like table visual. Even the table is also one of the visual table, but what is the difference between database table here? This table means it's a summarized table. The report point of view, it's a summarized information. What is the difference between summarized information and generalized information? Like in the textbook, if you take it as a textbook, in textbook is if you take any chapter, like end of the chapter, they has mentioned it as a summary. What it will have? Complete information it will have, but it's a shortcut way, short form. Like whatever the key information it is there, that's overall he is aggregated and then he will show the information. So the same way here, the tables point of view, database tables point of view, it's a clear cut row by row records it is there. So it's a Power BI reports or local BI reports point of view. It's a summarized information available in table as well. Table, pivot table, these all are coming into visuals. So this is the final phase we can implement with the reporting tools. So this is the work of which team? Reporting team. This is the work of reporting team. See, once the report has been completed, the visualization part has been completed. Whenever you publish this on some web applications, from there, like the end user, the client, whatever the people will say, the client. So the client will interact with these reports. This is the life cycle will happen into the real time. So if in future, whenever you publish on like some web application point of view, in future, the client, if he is finding any kind of user information, like to whom he will ask, the front end, the reporting team only is available. So he will ask directly the report guy. So this is the report point of view. This is the information is not visible to me. Okay, so at that time, the reporting to team, like whatever the Power BI or local BI people, what they need to do, they need to verify their report. So if their report is perfect, so the data is missing at database level, then to whom they need to contact? Their backend team is what? ETL. Their backend team is what? ETL. So they need to contact with ETL team. Again, the ETL team is also not fetching the data. Then where they need to check? The raw databases, like web applications point of view. This is the databases point of view. They need to verify. For this procedure, I have explained this entire session. Okay, in real-time point of view, it's very, very important session. Basically, it's entire real-time procedure. We can know it. So what they will do, what kind of technologies we need to use, where we need to use these technologies. Clear? Any doubt from anyone? Okay. So if you have the doubts, ask me, I will clarify it.